Hello everybody. Welcome to Lausanne School of Engineering and welcome to Renaissance Engineering 1. This is a course introduction video. It's a visual guide to help you do well in our class. My name is Kai Zhuang. I am the instructor for section E. I am one of 5 instructors for this course. Professor Hossam, Professor Jessica, Professor Jennifer, Professor Jeff, and myself, Professor Kai. And Professor Jeff Harris, who is the instructor for Section D, also serves as the course coordinator. Renaissance Engineering 1 is considered a flagship course here at Lausanne School of Engineering. Kind of look at the picture, right? We are the flagship compared to the other courses in many ways. Being a flagship course means that not only is this course designed to help you develop the essential competencies that you need for engineering practice, which many of you will become engineers, and also we are leading the way with respect to engineering education and with respect to engineering education innovation. So in order to innovate, we had to go outside the box. And which makes this course quite a bit different. It's quite a bit different than what you're used to. And so I would really like to invite you to pay attention now, because this course is so different. We had to actually create this video as a guide map and to help you really do well in the course. And this video is also going to be available as PDF slides. It's going to be available on eClass, so you can refer to it later as well. So in our course, there are 3 major themes that's broken down into 5 different modules. The first module is really this is what's happening now. You're being introduced to the course. They also include some self-directed learning modules that's on eClass on time management and academic integrity. And then we get into really the core of our course. The 3 modules, 2, 3, 4 are ethics, creative problem solving, and communications. And finally, we have module 5, which is the final project. And you do the final project instead of a final exam. So there's no exam in this class. Every week, you're going to have a similar learning journey. You're going to do your own learning ahead of coming to class on eClass. There's going to be videos, there's some readings, and some activities for you to do. And then you'll come to class, you participate actively, and then you'll also go to tutorial depending on when your tutorial is scheduled. Right? This is going to happen every week. About every second week, you are going to attend a mentorship session. These are special sessions that's led by upper year students who have experience with York, with Lausanne, and with the university setting. And hopefully, it's our hope that these mentorship sessions will prepare you as you transition from your previous experience, whether it's high school or something else, to Lausanne and to be able to be successful. For both the tutorials and the mentorship sessions, you're going to be participating as a part of a learning pod, which is assigned to you at the beginning of the term. So a learning pod is a team of students who's learning together, right? You're going to get assigned to learn together as a team. And we call it a learning pod. The word pod refers to either it's a pod of hippos, a group of hippo or family of hippos is called a pod of whales, similarly, or a piece in a pod. So think about that metaphor, right? We really hope that as a pod, you support each other in your learning journey. And so we talk about what you'll do weekly and what you do bi-weekly as the mentorship session. With every module, there's going to be either a assignment that's for module 1, 2, 3, 4, or the final project, which is associated with module 5. And module 1, 3, 4, and 5 are to be done individually, whereas module 2 is to be done, or not module, assignment 1, 3, 4, and then 5 being the final project are to be done individually, and Assignment 2 is to be done as a part together as a learning pod. So another essential element of this course, and really part of us being a flagship course, is that experiential learning event is actually a part of the course. So at York and at Lausanne, we really emphasize the idea of learning by doing, right? So at York and at Lausanne, there are many experiential learning events, and these are events that are outside your standard curriculum. They're learning events, and we really want you to try these. From the perspective of this course, there are two types of experiential learning event. The major experiential learning event is required, actually it's a prerequisite for assignment 4. So we have pre-approved 5 different options for you, and these are 4 engineering competitions and a hackathon. So York Engineering Competition is runs a number of different competitions. It's run by Lausanne Engineering Society. And so September 30th to October 1st, it's engineering, and October 7th to 8th, that's junior design. Then October 27th to 29th, we have the UN Hack, which is organized by the BEST Lab, which is the Bergeron Entrepreneurship. Wow, I am right. It's our entrepreneurship educational group. I can't remember what the BEST stands for at the moment. If you're interested in this UN Hack, please make sure you register early because registration is required. And then you have in November 4th, there is the consulting competition. And finally, November 14th is the innovative design competition. And with innovative design, there are some advanced work that may be required. So you have to attend at least one of these before starting assignment 4. This is really essential. Assignment 4 actually asks you to make use of your learning experience as the basis for doing the assignment. And again, if you want to do UN Hack and really any of these, make sure you register early. Then there are the minor experiential learning events. So those events are 1 to 2 days. They're the major ones are 1 to 2 days. They're very extensive learning events. You typically do them as a group. With minor experiential learning events, it's a part of our participation grades, and we ask you to do 2 of these. And they can be really any in-person events where you learn something. Right? These could be workshops, they're presentations. Typically, it's 1 hour to 2 hours long. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it can be on any topic that you're not already studying in class. The idea is that we really want you to broaden your horizon, right? It could be actually on topics like cooking, gaming, sports, painting, you name it, right? Really, we want you to take these opportunities to broaden your horizon and your perspective. And the minor experiential learning event is also called selfie events because we ask you to take a selfie to prove that you did it. And this is required as a part of your participation grade. Now when we talk about participation grade, I want to just have a word with you about the grade expectation you should have for this class, or really what grade should I aim for. That may be the question you want to ask, right? The short answer is we hope you would aim for a B or above, right? B is considered a good grade at the university level. And we understand this can be adjustment expectation for many students, recognizing that entry level for high school grades is basically A and above for you to get into Lausanne. But recognize every one of you have that as entry, right? So it's not going to happen that everybody gets A's. What we expect from you is that you're aiming for a B, right? There are, of course, exceptions. So there are some scholarship that requires you to maintain certain GPA level, and certain grad school program might require GPA level. And but with all of that, we just want to show you how we as the instructors from Lausanne look at grades, right? So there's actually three aspects to this. There's the grade, there's the engineering accreditation criteria, which all of the engineering programs in Canada, for you to become a practicing professional engineer, your engineering program has to be accredited, and they look at grades in a certain they look at your accomplishment or what you demonstrate you're capable of from your school in a certain way, right? And we're going to connect your grades, the engineering accreditation expectation, and really make it meaningful to you. So if you have D, E, and F, this is considered do not meet expectation, right? This is how we at Lassang connect the grades to the engineering accreditation criteria. This is not so good. The meaning is not so good. And let's figure out how to do better together, right? This is, if you're receiving these grades, reach out to your instructors, reach out to your student advisors, and really get help, because it might be that you need to be learning in a different way, right? It might be that you need certain preparation that you weren't prepared for. Now, if you have a C, it's considered marginally meeting expectation. So it's okay, can do better. If you have a B, that's considered meeting expectation. And this is good. So once again, B is a good grade at the university level. Then if you have A, it's considered exceeding expectation. So really you have to go above and beyond what is taught in the class for you to receive an A, right? This is excellent. So more than just adjustment expectation, right? In this class, how you are graded is also quite different from what you're used to. We use a very modern pedagogy, very modern assessment pedagogy called specification grading, and it is quite different. So there are three components that counts for grade, if you may, in this class. There are the assignments, there's the participation, and there's the final project. So for assignment, that's where you demonstrate what have you learned. And you can, from that, receive a total base grade of B, C, D, or F. And then you have the participation grade, and this is where you participate in lectures, attend tutorials, attend mentorships sessions, and participate in self-events, right? And that's going to give you a grade adjustment of either 0, means no adjustment, or plus, which means boosting your grade by 1 grade point. And we'll talk about grade point in a little bit. So final project, which is associated with Module 5, that's where you demonstrate your excellence, demonstrate you have gone beyond proficient in what you have learned, right? And you can receive grade adjustment from the base grade, either 0, which means no adjustment, plus, which means 1 grade point increase, or plus, that's 2 grade point increase. And finally, with assignment, there is a resubmission system. So you get your feedback, then you have a week to actually submit, basically redo the parts the TA says you didn't do well. And through this resubmission system, you can actually gain, you can go from, say, a D to a B if you need to, right? And this is our way of encouraging you to learn from mistakes. So the grade adjustment system works, as I said, on points. So York works on a 9-point grade point value system. So A plus is 9, A is 8, B is 7, B plus is 7, B is 6, etc., all the way to F, which is 0. Your base grade can be from the assignments B, C, D, or F, and then you receive these plus grades from participation and final project. You can receive up to 3 plus marks, right? Each plus elevates your base grade by 1 grade point. So for example, if you have a base grade of C, and you have participation plus, you have final project plus, and your overall grade is going to be C plus 1 point, that brings you to C plus 1 point, that brings you up to a B. Now let's talk about how assignments are graded, right? So Module 1 has assignment that you can either have B or F. You either get a B or you fail the assignment. And then you for 2, 3, 4 you get B, C, D, F. Your course base grade, so your overall assignment grade, is actually equal to the lowest of your assignment grade. So for example, if you have received assignment 1B, 2C, 3D, 4B, your base grade is going to be the lowest grade, which is D, right? So why is this? Well, the thing is, we're actually teaching you 3 very distinct skill sets: ethics, creative problem solving, and communications, right? I use an example to illustrate this. So here's the question: should I pass this student? Should I let this student pass the course, right? Let's say a student has the grade of B in creative problem solving. That's the maximum you can get from assignment, right? So that's very good. Communication, B, that's very good, but they failed the ethics section, right? In a traditional grading system, you average them out and the student gets something like a C and pass the course. But in this course, this student would actually fail the course because, well, let's consider someone who is perhaps a genius creator, who's very good at creative problem solving, who's a great communicator, who's a great entrepreneur, with some issues perhaps with their ethics, right? I put Lex Luthor there. If anyone watched comics, it's a supervillain, right? So we want to make sure that you're able to demonstrate proficiency in each of these 3 elements of the course. Now, for each of the assignment is also graded differently. So each assignment has a list of requirements ranked by difficulty importance, and this is very much how you would approach work as an engineer, right? And so level D requirements are the easiest, and level B requirements are the hardest. And your job is to satisfy as many requirements as you can, and typically what you want to do is satisfy all the baseline, so D requirement, then C requirement, then B requirement. So do the easiest one, the moderate one, and the hardest one. And your assignment grade is the highest level where all the requirements of that level and all the previous level have been satisfied. So what does that mean? All right, let's look at an example. Right, so in this example, the student has satisfied all level D. The student missed 1 level C requirement, and the student missed 1 level B requirement. So we can actually just visually draw a line, right? The level where all the requirements of that level and previous level have been met is D, because C, you're missing a requirement. Now let's look at example 2. So this student actually satisfied everything in B, everything in C, but missed 1 in D, missed 1 of the easiest. But typically the easiest one is also very crucial, right? There are foundational ones that requirements that if you don't meet the requirement, you actually, the whole assignment actually breaks down, it doesn't work. In this case, the student would fail the assignment. So why would we want that? Let's consider an example of a requirement, right? And we actually have this requirement or something similar. Communication must be appropriate. That is not rude. And trust me, it's happened where student has an assignment it turns in and there are rather disrespectful things that is in the assignment. Well, and we have the real life examples, right? Student will actually talk to TAs in this way, and student would, this actually happened, right? Students say, hey, you do this thing for me, and that's how they communicate it to the TA. And well, should this student pass the class? In the real world, if you talk to people like that, you get fired, right? And we don't want this to happen to you. This is a professional program. We want to prepare you for the professional world, and yeah. So this is why the grade is done in this way. Okay, we had a minor hiatus because I had to do something on the home front while recording this. Now we're back. Okay, so you might say, oh my, that's so harsh. And so I make a mistake, I'm gonna fail the class. Well, as it turned out, we actually have this resubmission system, right? It's going to give you the opportunity to learn from your mistakes. So how the resubmission system works is that we have the goal of really encourage you to learn from your mistakes. You're going to get feedback from the TAs. Within 1 week, you can resubmit the assignment to receive a better grade. And there is no cap on the grade, so if you fail an assignment and you address all the feedbacks, well, you're going to be able to get a B. Right? So students that take advantage of this system gets good grades, and we really want you to take advantage of this system. And because of that, because of this system, there's really no reason to not get a B in this class if you just make sure to manage your time right and submit within a week to receive feedback. After you resubmit after a week of receiving feedback. Now for participation, you either get 0 or you get 1+ grade boost. To get a plus, you must attend 8 or more lectures out of 12, which is not a lot, that's 67%. And during the lecture, there is going to be what is called a iClicker participation. iClicker is an app you do on your smart device. It's connected to your e-class, and we use that to track your participation. And we'll work through how to do that in the very first class. And we ask you to attend 8 or more tutorials out of 10. We ask you to attend 4 or more mentorship sessions out of 5. And we ask you to attend 2 minor experiential learning events. And these are selfie events. You need to take a selfie, and we'll ask you to write a very short reflection on your learning experience. Then there comes the final project. The final project assesses your ability to integrate and apply your learnings from this course in a more complex scenario. It's intended to be a hard project. It's really an opportunity for you to show your excellence. To receive plus grade means you have exceeded expectation, right? So remember, not everybody is going to get an A in this class. In fact, it's, we're looking at maybe 10-20% of students that's going to be receiving. Really, we're looking for students who are excellent, who's gone beyond expectation. Right? To receive plus means you greatly exceeded expectation. And so if you don't exceed expectation, you receive 0 for the final project. And I would say don't feel bad if you get 0 on this project because you just met expectation. Right? Remember, B, so meeting expectation, is a good grade. And it just means you're going to be a very capable engineer. And if that's how the rest of your academic career goes. Right? At least that's how we see it in this class. So there will not be a resubmission opportunity for the final project. This, once again, is because this is not meant to be an easy project. We expect you to be able to integrate and apply all your learning in a complex context. So once again, we have assignments where you can get B, C, D, F, participation when you can get 0 and plus, and final project, you can get 0, plus, and plus. Your final grade is you add it up, right? So you go from your base grade, and then you count how many plus signs you get, and you get a total grade. So this is a lot of information. We know that this course is very different. Please revisit this video guide as often as you need to, and especially when you feel lost. It's going to be available to you, and also there's a PDF slide deck so you can refer to it later. And in assignment 1 with module 1 on e-class, there's actually a syllabus quiz where we're actually going to test your knowledge of the syllabus. So please make sure you not only watch this video and also read the syllabus itself. Well, welcome to Lausanne, and look forward to see you in class.